Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, coming at you on Christmas Day from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world today. Thanks for watching and Merry Christmas. Here we are on Christmas Day, streaming into your home, and I'm wishing you all a wonderful, safe, and blessed Christmas Day. All right, today we're going to talk about what kind of Christmas gifts that we could be getting under the tree from Santa. Where could the Bitcoin price be heading? What is going to possibly happen in the markets today and post-Christmas and into the new year? But before we jump into all of that, of course, I'm going to say on Christmas Day, smash the like button. That will be my Christmas gift from you to me. Smashing that like button. This does help get this channel out to more people and does help support the channel. Of course, all the kind words and encouragement. I do appreciate those that take the time to write that in the comment section below, and I take the time to read it and appreciate that. Thank you so much. And of course, those who ask questions in the comment section, I do get back to those as soon as I am able to. And of course, if you'd like to engage with me more directly in the Discord, the Stocks with Josh Discord, with some of the most amazing people on the planet, I'm in the crypto channel there daily, engaging with such a fun and wonderful community. And of course, the meme coin channel that's also in there, the AKA the Party Zone. And I have my own Crown Traders channel in there as well, where I provide some of my trading setups, some education, some analysis, resource, and of course some entertainment, because this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained on Christmas Day? And Bitcoin has had a little bit of a rally there. And then just make sure that you are following my X handles also below. You might need to click on the more button, then the description will pop open and you can see all those links and resources down there. And if you want to there, you can follow me on X. There it is, a nice little Merry Christmas there. Already have done some giveaways over the last week or so or more, and there are more giveaways to come. I have been reaching out to those who we're giving away to, and some of those have responded, some of those have not, but I know you're all going to get back to me. And you just need to make sure you're following me on X. They're part of the Tribal Trades family, as my appreciation to all of you incredible Tribal Trades fan out there. Make sure you're following me on X, and also you're subscribed to the YouTube, and make sure you have a Sui wallet, because we are sending Sui ecosystem coins, and so you'll need that Sui wallet to receive that love from my family to yours. Thank you so much for making 2024 and this Christmas an incredible year. And we'll certainly be doing more giveaways leading up to New Year's and into the new year as well. So if you'd like, and of course, I'd love to give giveaways to everybody, but of course, we're not going to be able to do that. So we are randomly selecting those who have taken the time to be part of the Tribal Trades community by following on X and in the YouTube subscription. So some of you, not all of you, will be getting giveaways come through this Christmas and heading into New Year's Eve and into the new year. We will continue to put these giveaways out to you to show you love. And again, there was a few people that was reached out to yesterday, and some of those giveaways have already been sent. And we've done giveaways in the past. We've got more giveaways and new giveaways coming. So just always be following me there if you would like an opportunity, a chance to receive those giveaways. All right, we're going to move on very quickly. And we have, my X handle, I should say, is below in the description, but it's just CryptoCoins365. So just make sure that you're following me there on that. I know many of you are following me there already. Okay, so TradFi markets are closed, so Bitcoin gets a break from the recent selling. We have seen Bitcoin ETF outflows here, and so after a lot of inflows, this is what I was talking about, that initial profit taking in that we've historically seen with Bitcoin. We see that drop on the 20th of December of 2020. We saw the same thing on December 20th. Of 2024 this year. We saw those drops coming in, and of course in 2016 we saw that drop from about December 23rd through into December 25th. But in both those previous halving years, Bitcoin rallied from at least from the 25th through to the end of the year. In most cases, they had recovered those losses that were incurred by those drops and more. And so we're going to have a look and see maybe we can recover back up to 108K by the end of the year. That's kind of my goal now. I think 120 that I originally had was off the table because of the severity of that drop. We saw a 15% drop, or around a 15% drop, and so that was that. And then also in other news, we see here the price of Bitcoin on Christmas Eve over here on the right-hand side. There was only really 1 year where it wouldn't have been 2017. Every other year, you would have made money going up 413, or actually the price had dropped from the previous Christmas. So it's not really many times that, and 2022. So the post the bear market are the 3 times, but otherwise, but even if you bought it in 2021, you would be up 3 years later. You would have had a return of almost 100% there for that. And if you'd bought in 2020, well, then you'd had a much higher return there for that one there if you bought there in 2020, and then you see the 2024 and what the price is there. And obviously in 2016, if you see 4 years later what the price is in 2020. And so we can only imagine that if this price is up in the hundreds of thousands by 2028. So historically, I showed yesterday the Christmas calendar. If you haven't seen my show from yesterday, check that out. On that generally Christmas has been a good time. That doesn't mean that we should jump in and buy, because there is historically a January drop coming for Bitcoin in that first week of January. So we've seen the first round of profit taking. Is the first round of profit taking over? Well, we do have some USDT is going out from exchanges. Well, that's not great because we want USDT coming into exchanges, and then there is Bitcoin now coming into exchanges entering. And so what that historically means is when it's bullish for the price, when USDT or USDC is coming into the exchanges, and when Bitcoin is leaving exchanges, and vice versa. So we did see that first round of profit taking that we thought would happen, with companies want to show all the balance sheet, what they've done for profits, people wanting to pay for Christmas or pay for certain things before Christmas or lock in those profits for this tax year. And then there's going to be a second wave of people, in my opinion, that will want to lock in their profits for 2025 and push that tax bill into 2026. And I think we are seeing possibly people preparing for that. Doesn't mean, January 1st, I'm looking to this, whatever this we have from here until the end of the year. That's when I would be at taking some profits off the table. But however, we want to make sure that we're able to get out of some positions and we don't have some further downside. But generally speaking, from December 25th through to the end of the year has been a good time for Bitcoin. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that right up until the 31st, you're like, oh, it's going to be good, because there could be a little bit of downside before then, of course. But I do feel that maybe we can make that 108K level. We'll see what happens. But there is some caution here that I'm urging, that if history plays out as it normally has, what we've seen in the past is Bitcoin does have a bit of a pump between now and the end of the year, the Christmas rally from December 25th up. And we've already seen that a little bit earlier. It took off on New Year's Eve. And I did share this in the Discord and also here, showing what happened. 92, 93 level, then back to 108K for end of year. Well, we already saw this get hit down here. Who could have told you that? I'm definitely not the market maker, but this did come down and tag that 92, and then we have come back up to this 100K level, and now we are getting stuck, which I did say that we're trading back in the range between about that 90 to 100K level. 92 has been pretty strong support, as has 90, up to around that 99K, 100K level. That's the range that we came back into. That was the range we're trading in before we jumped up to that 108K level. And so what we can see from here is, can we do 108K before the end of December? Absolutely. I mean, we just did around $8,000 just yesterday, there and back in a couple of days, it feels like. And that doesn't mean that 120K is off the table either. There is a good 6 days where we could see Bitcoin rocket up to that 120K level. And then based upon where Bitcoin closes December, or what ends up being the top for December, or from 92K up, maybe we only get to 100, maybe we get to 104, maybe we get to 105, maybe we get to 108, maybe we get higher. That is where we need to look at then, where could the possible retrace be? And there's some possible areas that I had looked at where we could come back to, but I really want to wait and see how we close out the month and how this next 6 days goes leading into the new year before we kind of have a look at where we could possibly come back to there. And so we are going to look at the yellow brick road, the liquidation heat map, but let's jump into some of the charts here. And so first of all, we saw exactly here. This is where I bought some Bitcoin, added some more Bitcoin to the stash here at the 50-day moving average. And I did videos. If you haven't seen my videos from yesterday, I'm not going to go over that today. Please check that out. The 50-day moving average that gets tested after the golden cross, that's now happened. That doesn't mean that Bitcoin can't drop below that at some point. And we do have the tribal trades trend line here that we're going to extend out a little bit here for that. Look around there. But we can see how this has been a little bit of a support and resistance for price, but we are looking for it to come back up to this 108K level by the end of the year to recover that, which is what it's sometimes done in previous years. Usually it's recovered this and gone a lot higher. Sometimes it's just recovered it, of course, and then we're looking at some point for that 120K. Will we see that in the month of December? What do you think Bitcoin's going to do from here, from Christmas through to the end of the end of the year? What price do you think Bitcoin is going to get to? Is it going to stick around that 100K and just bounce around there? Is it going to push through to 104, 105, 108, or is it going to go to 113, 117, or 120? I've given you about 5 options there. Tell me what you think is going to happen in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts there. And of course, so from what we see here, this is a level that we've not been able to, this has been some pretty strong resistance. This has been some support there just below it. We're kind of just trading in this area there. If we pop out to the upside, then there is going to be some resistance between here and 103, 104K. And then obviously there's that 108K. I'm putting there that 108K by the end of the year to recover those from the downside that we had, that's a possibility that I'm now looking. That's the target, the new target that I've given for December. I would be surprised if we got up to 120. It's certainly possible. And obviously I would be surprised if from here we came back down to 92 and 90,000. Now that could happen after a pump up to 108 or so, because people are like, oh, I want to sell before the January 3rd, January 4th, January 5th dump. So I'm not discounting that there could be the sell-off before. There could be a smaller sell-off before the bigger sell-off in the first week of January. People could try and front run that and say, shoot, it's the 28th, the 29th, 30th, or 31st, or whatever. I'm going to start taking some risk off the table, or I'm going to completely get out of my positions. And I'm not going to get completely out of my positions, by the way, because history doesn't always repeat, but it often rhymes. And if it doesn't quite repeat as normal, I don't want to be left behind, especially for altcoins that we could see obviously some pretty big gains in January if altcoin season plays out as it usually does. So I'm very much talking in regards to Bitcoin here. And of course, if there is any further drops in Bitcoin, I can look to add at some of these lower levels. And of course, if altcoins have any more of a sell-off between now and the end of the year, then I have some of those buy orders set in preparation for that. And speaking of that, we look at Bitcoin dominance, and this is what I did think would happen. And I did talk about yesterday about the possibility of Bitcoin dominance. It came down, and this is the 200 EMA on the 4 hour, so that's not the daily. The daily is all the way down here at about 57.3%, so we'll come back. And I did say that we could see this come back up, reclaim that support, and maybe push back up to the 50-day moving average. If Bitcoin does pump Christmas Day onwards there, this is what we could see. And of course, last time Bitcoin didn't top out until Bitcoin dominance didn't top out until December 28th of 2020. I'm not sure we're going to see that at this point. That would be some downside for altcoins if we were to pump into and set a new all-time high here for we break this all-time high that was set back on the 21st of November. If we were to break above that, that would certainly see some altcoins on sale and bring some fear to the markets there. So we'll see what happens. So, of course, that's a scenario that we have to consider. If Bitcoin dominance does shoot up, then altcoins will be a little bit of a Christmas sale or a post-Christmas sale there. But again, historically, Bitcoin has moved up from here through to the end of December. Remember, don't just pin it on December 31st and say, oh, I didn't know it was going to dump on the 30th or the 29th. Yes, there could be some people that front run and start to exit some Bitcoin positions or sell it. Now, remember, the only way that people are going to get your Bitcoin is if you sell it, number one, and I would rather sell something with a plan, okay? Panic selling, there was all these people at 92, 90, oh no, it's going to zero, the Bitcoin bull market's over. Maybe the bull market is over. I don't think it is. I think the likelihood of that being the case is very low. And then people panic sell their Bitcoin, and then they either have to buy it back higher, or they just said, oh, I'm done with it. Or if they push the price high enough to induce you to sell your Bitcoin and then just keep pushing the price. Remember, just because the January drop has happened before doesn't always mean that history will repeat. And I would certainly, the way I'm not trading, I am not trading where I'm going to be panic selling out of all my bags before that January drop. If anything, I might de-risk a little bit. I might just take some profits a little bit. And that would be my way of handling that and trading that. Let's look at the liquidation levels on the yellow brick road there. And what we have here is on the 12-hour time frame, you see the liquidation levels got hit at 99K. There you go. There are some below at 97,000 there on the 12-hour. We'll just quickly look at the 24-hour chart there. That is down at 97 as well. There's a little bit above there at 100K. Let's zoom out to the 48-hour chart there. The yellow brick road, if this is the first time you're seeing this, this is where traders will get liquidated who have borrowed money to go long and bet the market is going up, or those who have bet gone short and bet the market is going down, and when the market goes up, they get liquidated. This is the money that can be made by the liquidators. So that's why we call it the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And so we do see it down there at 97. That seems to be a bit of a theme. If I'm the market maker, I look to try and at least come and pick that up and put some Christmas money in my pocket. I'm not the market maker. I'm down there at 97. There's a lot down there at 97. Look, there are a lot below, but at some point, this does get left behind to the upside or the downside. I don't solely base a trade off this for this reason. As we look, there is some bright lights above at 99,672. So again, if I'm the market maker, I'm taking that. I'm probably taking that first before I come down and get the 97. But there is a fair bit down there at 92,000. Just be cautious about that there. When the market maker might want to come and get that. If we really zoom out to the 3-month time frame, you can see that there is a lot of levels down below, and I'm not sure we'll go there before now and Christmas. This might be somewhere like around that $90,000 level. Geez, even all the way down to those 80s there. But again, the market maker doesn't have to come and get those this bull cycle. They could be come and got in the bear market. I think immediately what the two levels that I'm looking at is this 97,000 below and this 100,000 above. I feel like those are two levels on Christmas that we could see tagged. If we go below that, it would be interesting. And then, of course, we're looking to see what happens as we come out from December into the new year, and then that January dump there for there. I'm not really looking at offloading much altcoin. I'm just taking profits. I'll just be taking profits between now and when we see any kind of January sell-off for Bitcoin, because again, January is when the altcoins tend to take over and we have that altcoin season. So I am still expecting that. Again, there are no guarantees. I'm trading probabilities. These are just what I think are the most likely scenarios that are going to play out. And just like the last couple of days, I calmly came on here and said that I felt that that 92K level, 93, is where the market makers would come. That's exactly what happened, and Bitcoin came and retested those levels, and then I felt that we would go back up again to that 100K level. That's exactly what happened as well, and now we're going to see if we can hit that 108K by before the end of the year. And I will say, if we do happen to hit that 108K level, that might be a level for me to take in a little bit of profits there, take some risk off the table coming into the new year. Well, again, thank you for watching. This will be my only video today for Christmas Day. So until the next episode, which will be tomorrow, December 26th, I want to wish all of you again a Merry Christmas and a very festive, safe, blessed day with friends and family. And until the next episode, happy trading.